Well, hello everyone, and how are you tonight? Oh, let's fix this. I thought I was going horizontal. I thought I was going to do a vertical stream tonight. I didn't realize I set it up for horizontal. So let's switch the sign around, will we, folks? And let's see who's here. Let's switch this to, all right. Live chat. Let's switch that to all messages so I don't miss anything. All right, just give me 1 second, folks, because I set up the sign wrong. Because I swear I thought I set this up for horizontal tonight. Thought we were going to do something a little different. I guess not. That's what happens. I'm out of my game. And that's crooked. There we go. Close enough, right? All right. How's everybody today? How's everybody on this joyous Sunday? Hope everybody's doing well. And I will have to really fix this. Don't mind me. I have to adjust this a little bit because I did not expect to be horizontal. I thought it was going to be vertical. So now we have that fixed. We in. All right. All right, folks. Neil McKenzie, member for 3 months. Welcome, 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 my friend. You get a phaser salute. All right, so let me go to the top, see who's here. Ron Crow, member for 3 months. And hey, it's the Johnsons, new channel member. Welcome in, welcome in. That's going to make you eligible for tonight's drawing. So let's see who we have here. Marco, hello there. Alciano, channel member. Welcome in, welcome in. Ground Fog, Into the Void. Geek Machinist channel member. Thank you. Let's see who else. Ron Crow. What's up? Tegan. Robin Down, channel member. Who else is here? Who else is here? I don't want to miss it. James McCann, welcome in. Neil McKenzie, channel member. Hello there. Glad to see you here. Mick Ranger, welcome in, my friend. All right. Let's see, I don't want to miss anybody. Don't want to miss anybody. Alex Kerber, welcome in. All right. Let's see. Robert, don't forget to plug your channel. Right. If everybody doesn't know, Robert has a channel. It's a fairly new channel, but he won one of the giveaways, and he posted an unboxing video of it. Came out pretty good. So if you get a chance, check it out. Bill, hello, my friend. Let's see who else. Titanium Justin, what's up, buddy? All right. Rams is silent. Thanks for posting Robert's link. I appreciate that. Salvo Zen, channel member. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Brown Sugar, channel member. Hello there. KR Knives Review. Hello, my friend and channel member. Rob Willoughby. Welcome in, welcome in. So far, I think I'm not missing anybody, right? If I miss you, I hope to catch you on the... Just say hello. Joe, welcome in, my friend. All right. So, I am wearing a crown that I got at Burger King that I've now changed to an ADVENTUREFIFTY crown. So, I've got an extra one of these that somebody might win at some point, or might be included in a giveaway. Jesse, hello, welcome in. But we're not going to keep that on for too long. I just want to be goofy. So we're going to go to the T-Cal hat. We'll put the crown away. But it is good to be the king of the ADVENTUREFIFTY channel. But I don't know. So sorry about missing last week. Last week was a weird week. I was all set up. I had it posted that I was going live. And about 3 hours before the show started, I started to get an intense headache like you wouldn't believe. I took Advil. And then I even tried to close my eyes. And when I closed my eyes, I was just starting to fall asleep. I don't know what came over me, but it wasn't great, and I felt really horrible. So that's why I had to cancel last week's show. So just so everybody knows. Everybody hear me okay? Because I got the mic on, but I almost forgot to put it on, so it was last second. You know, but hopefully everybody can hear me pretty well. Let me see something here. I gotta do my settings here. I can never figure this one out over here. No, we'll just leave it the way it is. So how many people do we have here so far? We have 32 people in the house, 19 thumbs up. So if you're hanging out, give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel out, you know. But okay, good. You can hear me. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So since we haven't been here in a couple of weeks, I've got a lot of stuff to show off. Not a lot came in all at once. This just trickled in over 2 weeks. And some of it's pretty cool. Some of it's pretty weird. Oh, hold on. I don't think you can hear me because the microphone. Let's see. Audio off the. This is just going to be audio off the camera because I'm an idiot and I forgot to plug in the interface. So the microphone, now that the stream started, won't connect. But okay, yeah, no, Bill, I just figured out why. So we should be good. It is what it is. I'm gonna have to go microphone free, and I hate doing that. I like having the microphone on, but you only live once. This is what happens when I miss a week. I get all discombobulated, you know. But, and I'm going to move this up a little bit. All right. So now I can read better. Did I miss anybody coming in? Cicero, hello there, my friend. Glad you're here, channel member. So tonight we have a giveaway. The giveaway video is pinned at the top of the description. So if you're a channel member and, or if you want to become a channel member to get in on the giveaway, feel free and join the channel. You can go into the members giveaway video, leave a comment, and later we'll use the comment picker and we'll pick a winner for the members giveaway. That is actually the members giveaway that was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago when I missed the show, when I was sick. So I apologize for this coming late. And then we've got some good news to share. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but the channel broke 2,500 subscribers this week. Technically last week. Which is a really good thing. We're growing at a really good pace. Like I said, I was shooting for 2,500 members by the new year. We hit that. Thanks, Robert Jones. We hit that. I'm aiming for 3,000. It's an outside shot. I mean, I'm gaining about 250 subscribers a month on a regular basis. Thanks, Bill. But I think if we make a push, and I've got some other stuff going on that's helping to. It's not at the top of the chat, Ron. It's in the description for this live stream. So, but that being said, I'm pushing for 3,000. What's happened now is that's really helped a lot is that YouTube has now allowed collaboration on videos. So when I did the Remet video, I collaborated with Remet. They accepted the collaboration. So now not just showing in my feed, it shows in Remet's feed. And that helped grab a lot of subscribers in a hurry. Now, I don't know if all the subscribers are going to stick, but that helped a lot. 1931 Leatherworks, hello there. Welcome in, welcome in. Cloud Dancer, Teresa, hello there. Welcome to the chat. I don't think I've ever seen you in here before. But welcome in. So with that, I also got a lot of new subs because on Instagram and on TikTok, I had posted a carry that had a TCAL. I collaborated, they accepted my collaboration, so it pushed that out even more. got a lot of new eyes on the channel. So I think with a few more of those type of collaborations and some other stuff I have going on, that hopefully we can get to 3,000 by the first of the year, which would be awesome. But we are going to have a giveaway for 2,500 next weekend. But Matt Maurer, hello there. So with that being said, we will have the members giveaway for October. That'll be tonight. It's delayed. That'll be fun. And if we get, I want to say if we get, I'm going to grab a pen here and make a list. If we can get to 15 super chats tonight, there'll be a giveaway for another knife. I don't know what it will be yet, but we'll give away another knife. So let's just say, yeah, let's just say 15 super chats tonight, and we'll give away another knife. But we'll go from there. All right. So I hope everybody's well. J1 Doobie, welcome in, welcome in. So, like I said, I got sick before the last show. I can't. Sorry, I hate doing that, but there was no way I was going on last week. But we got some cool stuff. Very cool, J1 Doobie. See, that's another thing too. Like Robert, I told him, hey, come collaborate. You know, he was doing that video. I told him, add me as a collaborator. So now that shows up on my channel too, which helps him. You know, I can hopefully get him some people to watch. Some people who don't know me watched his video, hopefully jumped on as well. So these collaborations that YouTube's allowing is a really cool thing. And it's fairly new. It's only started, like, I think, for like the last 2 weeks. So Instagram and TikTok have always had collaborations available, but this is new to YouTube. So pretty cool stuff. So let's talk about some of the stuff that came in. And I have some interesting stuff. The first thing is a knife that I got off of Whatnot. Robert Jones with the $9.99 super chat. Oh my. Thank you so much. Phaser salute. Awesome. So I've been hanging around Whatnot, and I am feeling better, much better, Roger Baker. Thank you for being here, buddy. I'm feeling great actually tonight, which I wasn't up until about, I don't know, today I was watching football and just kind of dozing in and out all day long. We just kind of hung out at home today. And then about 3 or 4 hours ago, I just started to get all kinds of energy. So I'm thinking all my coffee kicked in, and, you know, plus I was getting really excited for the show because I really missed doing this last week. I missed hanging out with all you guys and gals. But all right, let's talk about the first knife that came in. Does anybody remember a company that was around in the early 2000s, or maybe somewhere in the aughts? They were a company called Guardian. They were a offshoot of Gerber. This is when Gerber was still making their knives in the U.S. They came out with a line of imported knives called Guardian. Does anybody remember those? And I know they sold at like the big outlets like Walmart and stuff. But anybody remember them? You do remember, okay. So this is a knife by Guardian. They were always cool looking knives. I had them back in the day. I have one, and I couldn't find this one. I had 2 models by them. One that I really like a lot. In fact, it was the first button lock knife I had ever seen, you know. And this thing's cool. It doesn't flick out real well. I got to take it apart, but it's a serrated blade. All their knives that I know of were serrated blades. James McCann with a $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So they're kind of cool. The aesthetic on these is really cool. They have these cool aluminum green back spacers on them, G10 handles. The blade steel is a mystery to me. If I remember right from back in the day, these are like a 440 440C blade steel. Serrated, like I said, liner lock. This one's a liner lock. The other one I have, which is in the cases somewhere, is a button lock. But this thing action is terrible. But I picked it up in a whatnot auction for $2. And the lady who sold it to me, oh, there it goes. It kind of flicks out, but not really. It needs to be taken apart. It's riding on washers, no ball bearings in this, you know. But looks cool, and I just wanted it because I had it, and it was cheap enough. It was $2 with $4.95 shipping. But when it arrived with this knife that I have no idea what it is. The lady wrote in a note that she was giving to me because she couldn't get it to open. But I got it to open really easily. I don't know what the blade steel is. There's no company listed on it. It's probably a gas station knife, but the lockup's fantastic on it. The blade's in great shape. You could see whoever had it before me, it's worn around the edges. They must have used it, but the blade's in great shape. The that's definitely like a carbon fiber sticker on there. Kelly's Mismatch, hello there, welcome in, welcome in. So this knife came in there. So I wound up getting both of these knives for, like I said, $2 for the auction and $4.95 shipping. Total gas station knife. Like I said, I don't know the name, but it actually feels really good and it's pretty sharp. I was shocked. She said she couldn't get it to open, but I had no problem. So unless she was talking about this one, where she was saying she couldn't get this one to open, that's why she threw this one in. That could be the case. Because this one, the action's fantastic. It's kind of a cool looking knife, you know, for a gas station knife. Greg Vanderlip, hello there. Welcome in, my friend. So I couldn't pass that up. So those came in. And while hanging out on Whatnot, I won 2 followers giveaways. The first one is for the smallest knife I now own. And that's this guy. This is a neck knife. Let's show you this thing open. Look at that. Little dual-sided blade. I was like, okay. So I've been wearing this to work because it just kind of looks like a pendant. But it's so goofy. I will say one thing. When it showed up, it was dull. But I touched it up and sharpened it. Now it's really sharp. So I've been using this to open boxes and stuff at work. You know. But so that was what the mystery knife that they gave away was. Little neck knife that looks like a pendant. So totally goofy. Now, the next one that came was also a giveaway knife that I won. And as it says there, free gift. I haven't really, I mean, I opened it up really, but I haven't really looked at this yet. I just kind of peeked in to see what it was. And it's this kind of carabiner keychain knife. It's not flickable. And it's a slip joint. But it's got a solid lock on, you know, solid kind of lockup on there for a slip joint. Cool shape. You know, again, no branding, just a mystery knife. So far, Whatnot has been the mystery knife, you know, giveaways. But it's a free knife, and it's honestly not that bad. It's pretty sharp. Like I said, couldn't tell you what steel it is or anything else, you know. But, throw this in like a little kit or something. I don't know, you know. But it was a giveaway. I've been pretty lucky with giveaways on there. I've been winning quite a few of them. I followed one of the comic book sellers, and I got an autographed Superman comic that was autographed by the author, which is kind of cool as a giveaway, you know. But so those are a couple of things that came. Had anybody seen the the NAFS Halloween knife. I ordered it, and when it came with the wrong blade on it. It was supposed to have a blade that was etched with a spider for Halloween, and it had these scales. I'll show you the scales, and there's a reason why I'm showing you the scales without the knife. These are the scales, they have the spider webs, and then the spider was supposed to be engraved on the, etched onto the blade. Well, it wasn't. So I reached out to NAFS, and they were fine. They gave me a gift voucher for my trouble, and they're going to send me a knife with a blade, and they're like, you can just swap the scales and then send it back. And I said to them, I was like, how about this? How about I keep it, apply the voucher to another knife, and just pay the difference on it? And they're like, that's fine, that's cool. So with that being said, I had scales already. So I threw these scales on it. This was actually out in a video this week. So what was supposed to be on here was right where it says, right by Ben's Maker's Mark, was supposed to be a spider that was also etched on there, and it wasn't. So one of the reasons why I ordered it, because the spider with the spider webs were going to be cool. So I swapped out, put silver studs on here, and then added it to this knife. Added these scales to it, which I think looks wicked. So, Ramses, which knife was bigger than you expected? The giveaway one or the NAFS? But like I said, I had these scales just sitting in basically in my knife tools for like the last year, looking for a knife to put them on. So it's the perfect opportunity. So now tomorrow, the correct knife is supposed to arrive, except they shipped it with black scales because I already had these scales, so these will go on there tomorrow. So that's kind of cool. NAF's taking care of the customers as always. Ramses Silent with a super chat. Oh, Ramses, you know I love my coffee. All right, so we're up to 3. Let me just make sure I am writing this down. So we're up to 3. Speaking of which, something else came in, and we're going to open that up. And we will open that up with what's in my pocket. I'm carrying the CRKT spew. So we got the login jotter in, and I was supposed to open this, and I never did, so we'll open it now and see what's in it. I know Big Red already did his video, and I stopped doing the unboxing videos because I'd rather just do these on camera. Oh, sweet. Login jotter, Bigfoot themed. That's awesome. So now, is that actually the top? No, yep. Very cool. So we are sitting at three super chats so far. So let me put this back in here. Put it back in the pocket for now. By the way, see that clip? That's a clip by Toe Knife or Two Knife, whatever you want to call them. These clips are like $8, and they work really, really well for pocket dropping. But so we are at 3. Pen. I just had my pen. There it is. All right. We've got 3 super chats so far. Remember, once we get to 15, we will have an extra giveaway. So we're at 3. All right. So next on the agenda were 2 knives that arrived from NAFS as well. And that is the NAFS Lander 5. These were a Kickstarter, and they finally shipped, and I got both of them. I've got the black stone washed, or the gray. Yeah, the black stone washed and the gray stone washed. These are little knives, but with the way that finger choil is right there. I can get all 4 fingers on there. Paul Mills, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. You get a phaser salute. All right. So these were Kickstarters. And these are selling for $29. They're now on NAF's website. You can order them. But I did the 2, I think, I want to say when you back them on there, they're like $24.99 or something like that. So you got a discount. And I ordered both because I wanted both colors. I may wind up eventually ordering 2 more and then swapping all the hardware, putting the black wash blade on the gray wash, and the same thing with the clip and the hardware. So that way it's like 4 different colorways. But these are really cool and they're sharp as hell. I will say that. They are not the most flickable knives. I think if you have a smaller hand than I do, they are flickable. I mean, I could flick it, but it takes a little bit. They're not the easiest to flick, but it's because my thumb barely fits in the hole. You know, if you know the story behind these, Ben designed these to give to Boy Scouts, kids as like their first knives, or if you just need an inexpensive beater knife to keep in your car, keep in your pocket, where you may lose it, you may bang the crap out of it, who knows. So they were made to be small user EDC knives. And what he was saying is, you know, he's very big into the Boy Scouts. He would be going on these Boy Scout trips and giving away landers, you know, and, you know, the lander is basically a $45 to $70 knife, depending on what blade you go with it, where he would give these away and the kids would lose them. So he wanted a little bit less of an expensive alternative. And I'll be honest, the jimping on this is fantastic. The one thing I love the lander, but I hate the jimping. The jimping is almost non-existent. Like, it's there. It's so tiny. So you can see that. It's so tiny. And your finger just doesn't grab. That's my only complaint I've ever had with the lander. You know? Yeah, I love my Lander 4, but I have it in the Black Sheep edition. Geek Machinist channel member, I'm glad you're here. I just realized you are here. Thank you so much. But you can flick it, but it takes a little bit. But they're kind of cool knives. I like them a lot, you know. They feel really good in the hand. I want to put lanyards on them, on both of them, but I didn't want to do it until I showed them in a video, which I've now shown them in a video, so it's kind of cool. Mallory, hello there, my friend. So if you guys don't know, Mallory has some knives that are up for pre-order on his page. They're gonna be the is the Civivi ones, Mallory? I think the Civivi models of the Centros, and he's modifying them. So you can order them through him. He's only got a limited amount available. But they're on his site, so check those out if you're interested. Just to go from there. Next. Another knife that I got in was another small guy, but this is a knife that's been around for a while. And this is the CRKT Polar. And it's another small guy. Let's see, actually in comparison size-wise to the NAFs. It's a little bigger than the NAFs, but yeah, Dylan, don't be, hold on, let me do one thing here, Dylan. Hold on. Sorry, folks, I just want to make. All right. So, Dylan, I just made you a mod, so if you want to drop your link, you can. So that'd be awesome. Wyvern Kodiak, hello there, my friend. So, like I said, I got the CRKT Polar. Since this model's been out for a while, but it's really popular and people love it. It's a frame lock. Blade steel, if I remember right, is, I think it's an 8CR13 or MOV. Yeah. 8CR, yeah, MOV. I don't know. 13CR. 8, I'm sorry. 8, yeah. It's an 8 MOV. But nice flicking action. Feels really good. Just like the knives. Because of that finger choil there, you can get all 4 fingers on it. Unlike the knives, no jimping. I wish it had jimping on top. But it's a really nice knife. And it's really thick on top. I mean, the grind on this is really nice. You can make some nice precision cuts because you can just kind of lean up right in there and really make some great cuts with that. Even though there's no jimping, you can also too, because of the thumb hole, really get your fingers locked in on there and put your blade across. Rolf Robertson, hello there, my friend. Welcome in, welcome in. So, not a bad knife. These were on a deal this week at Amazon. They usually go for like 27 bucks or so, but I think there was a coupon, and I think I paid $23 for it. So it's a knife I wanted for a while. You know, it's a, you know, a very popular CRKT design. So really good stuff right there. Then another knife came in, which is another design that's been out for a while, but this is an update to it. And I dropped a video on this week, a short. This is the Remet Rhino in the D2. And this is such a great design. And this one is your top button liner lock. So it's really cool. The action on it's fantastic. You've got 4 ways to deploy this sucker. You've got the fuller right here that you can grab with your thumb very easily. You've got your thumb stud. You've got the front flipper, which works really well. And then, of course, you could always deploy it using the button. You know? And this one's the D2 version. Why only in name only? I don't get it. Satisfaction, hello there. Welcome in. Welcome in. So did I miss why this is a Rhino only in name only? But this design's been out for a while. But I love the top button liner lock on this. And the action is so sweet. You know, like I said, you could deploy this 4 different ways, which makes it really super fidgety. You know, it's got really nice jimping on top that is effective. You know, full 4 finger, deep carry clip that is reversible. I love everything about this. Oh, okay. Okay. See, I'm so far not thinking about politics at this moment in time. Would never have made the connection, because when I'm in here, there's no politics, there's no religion, there's just knives, food talk, sports, guitars. You know, you're here all the time. You know what it is. But there you go. Love this sucker. Now this makes me want to get one of the Rhino premium versions of this, because this just feels so great. This is honestly, I feel, one of the best designed knives I've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly, because you guys know I'm over 300 knives at this point, and some of them are just very okay, but I really like this. You know, that goes along with the other Remet that came in 2 weeks ago that I think I showed you already on the channel, which was the Remet Cool Whale. The Cool Whale is a nice knife as well. Feels really great. You know, they did a great job with this, but only 2 ways to deploy this. I prefer the 4 different ways on that, but this is another one. If you haven't experienced the Cool Whale yet by Remet, they dropped this earlier this year, not too long ago. I think only like 3 or 4 months ago. And this is another one of their affordable, inexpensive knives. You know, Mermet has put out a lot of expensive knives over the last few years, and I think they kind of neglected their affordable lines. And I think this one and this one really kind of hit that really nice, you know, mid-level price point, you know, $40 range on both of these, and done really, really well. So another knife that I got this week, that actually I didn't get this week. You saw this knife, I showed it to you a few weeks ago, but it came back from my friend Justin. My friend Justin took it and he laser etched dragon scales on it. And that is the Ozark Trail Cumulus. I don't know how well you can see that, but he etched dragon scales and they look phenomenal. What makes it nice is this knife with its steel, I should say aluminum side, was so super smooth your fingers would just slip. But now it just grabs because the etching actually textured it. So it holds your fingers in place. Really cool. So shout out to my friend Justin. He unfortunately, we were co-workers, and Friday was his last day at my company, and he brought this back to me. I mean, we're still friends, and we hang out and stuff outside, but it's just easier when he's at work and I can hand him a knife and say, hey, etch this, please. You know, but I think I have to just tighten that a little bit. I think what he did was he took it apart to etch it, and he didn't tighten that back up enough, so I got to just tighten that slightly. But yeah, I think it came out really cool. You know? So let's see, a couple more things came in. The CJRB Nana, the best banana looking knife of all. I wanted this knife for a long time, right after it came out, but I just never got around to getting it. And I got this on a deal, so I couldn't resist it. And of course I was getting it in this color no matter what. You know, this thing is so sweet. The jimping is fantastic. The grip on this, like when I first saw this, I said, this thing's ridiculous looking. But now that I've handled it, like after like a few people, like Titanium Justin had it on his channel, and a few people, and I was like, you know, it really does kind of look cool. And let me tell you, this is great, especially if you're making cuts, like especially like with vegetables and stuff, like food prep type of stuff. You can rock back and forth on it real quick, chop, 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 you know, and the lockup's really nice on this. I know some people are bored with access style locks, but I still like them. It just feels great, like the whole thing. Like you can get all four fingers right on there. You can even get all four fingers, honestly, on the back portion, but if you want to choke up right there, very easy to choke up. But RPM 9 blade steel, you know, it just kind of looks cool. See, it's CJRB doing CJRB things, and that backspacer is awesome. Yeah, absolutely, Roger. This thing is phenomenal with the ergos. Palmer Connolly, welcome in. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Welcome to the Adventure50 channel. So, yeah, Robert, I don't think you'd regret it. The ergos are perfect, Elijah. Just perfect. You know, and the front flipper works really well. And you're a guy with a big hand, so this will actually work well for you, because look how much extra I have sticking out there when I'm in the choil. You know, this would work really great for you, because like you said, you got those big monster hands. But yeah, really nice. Just really, really nice. And the thing is super lightweight. The one thing about this is it's kind of like the Benchmade, that the liner inside is only to here, so it makes it really lightweight, but they compensate by having that large backspacer, so there's no give at all. Plus it's G10 as opposed to, you know, But yeah. Yes, I've seen those hands, and they are big, meaty hands. But there you go. That's the nanner. Now, what else came in? What else came in? Oh, okay. We got two more. This came in. This is the RoseCraft, the RTC 004. This is their fixed blade. This is the only one I hadn't got. We were in a pass around group, and I was supposed to get this, and I was supposed to be the last person to get it. And when you got the last one in the rotation, you got to keep it. Well, Dave Berg, you guys know Dave. Dave from El Paso. He writes his articles that we all share and read and we love. He was before me, and we became good friends through the pass around group over the last year. He never got them. So the person who was supposed to pass them along to him, however, they got lost somewhere in the mix. So I never got this one. Well, Andy Armstrong over at RoseCraft sent these out to Dave. Sent this one and the other one. I think it was the 003. I forget exactly. And Dave, knowing that I never got mine, he sent this along as a gift. So I'm still going to do the video on it, because when I signed up for the pass around group, I said I would. And I am really stoked about this one because, one, it's got that tactical kind of look to it. It's got amazing jimping. The ergos are phenomenal. This is everything I want in a fixed blade. The handle's thick. Give you a little bit of comparison. The other knife that I'm carrying today is the Kaiser Buddy. Look at the size difference. But also, too, look at the girth of that handle. The only complaint with the Buddy is I love it. It's a little small. I know for some people with big hands, this is really small. But I've always liked it. With that being said, this thing is just a beast. And it's got weight to it. It's about 7 ounces, if I remember right, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, the size, Rolf, is fantastic. But look at the details on it too. You've got the black G10, and then you've got the yellow G10 underliner there. I mean, just feels really great. The sheath, all right, it's a pancake sheath. I would prefer it taco style, but honestly, really good. Solid lockup. You could hear that. And no movement at all. You know? Yeah, Steelers fixie. But no movement. Like, dead silent, because it's locked in there so well. You know? Comes out real easy. And they give you the giant tech lock on there. But this is going to be one that I use all the time. I can tell you that now, because I like, for like when I'm camping and hiking, bigger fixies. And this one is just that kind of size for me. This is very similar in size to the, actually I think this is a little bit bigger than my off-grid Sidekick. So that came in, really love that, you know. But yeah. And then the last knife that came in, and then we'll show you some other stuff that came in. But the last knife that came in was this guy. This is from Tack Knives. These puppies are on sale. Tack Knives is clearancing a lot of their older model knives because they're moving into a new direction. And it's an automatic, OTF. Action is amazing. And the size of this is just tremendous. This is one of their extra large. Look at that, how big that is. So you kind of get a feel. That is a big OTF. But here's the ass kicker on this. These are on clearance right now for $38. And Titanium Justin has a code for 20% off. So if you use the code Titanium, you'll get 20% off of the $38, which you cannot beat this. The action is fantastic. It's a D2 steel, so it's not a super steel. But the action, I have not been able to fail this. This is a fidget monster. It's also illegal to carry in my state. It's legal to own, but illegal to carry. Makes no freaking sense. But this is really cool. And you've got on the back your window breaker. The clip is reversible. You just unscrew that. You can flip the clip over. Now, there's no safety, but I will show you something. In order to engage this, this is not, you have to put a lot of pressure. Like I'm pushing, 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 pushing. You literally have to get it all the way to the end to deploy the blade. So if you accidentally hit it in your pocket, nothing is going to happen. You really have to push it with intent to open. So for the price, $38, and then use the code Titanium, Titanium Justin's code, and you get another 20% off. It's a no-brainer. I would do this all day long, you know. And they shipped it in this really cool case. Let me show you this. Wow. Oh, getting old sucks. So they ship it in this case, the semi-hard shell case, and inside of that, it ships with a belt pouch. So it ships just like this. So it ships in that, which is packed inside that case. So really quality presentation on that, you know. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I'm really digging it, like I said. But and I know this is probably going to annoy people after a while, so I'm not going to keep doing it. But Stacy Bolster Blades, hello there. Welcome in, welcome in. Glad to see you here. So I don't know, what do you guys think of this? Is it something you, I mean, if it's legal to carry, is it something you would carry? And for that price point, what do you think? I don't think you could beat it. Right now, like I said, Tack Knives has a bunch of stuff on clearance. And they've got new models that have come out, which are made a little bit of higher end steels on their, some of their newer models and that sort of thing. So, so that's what, there you go, Robert. And don't forget to use Titanium Justin's code. Seriously. And they have different, like I went with the drop point, but they have Tanto blades on there, dagger style blades. Now, it lists it as a Bladetopia on their website, but when you get it, it's branded Tack Knives. So, and let me tell you something. If you never even used the blade, Jesus, this thing's got to weigh, I don't know, man. This thing probably, I don't have a scale here, but this thing's got to weigh maybe 12 ounces. It's heavy. In fact, it's actually a little bit heavier than the fixed blade. So, but that's, you know, but that's where you're going to get the power from if you have to break your window. But like I said, I really like that. Now, next up that came in, we've got flashlights that came in. Flashlights by the plenty. I showed you guys the Wuben a few weeks ago. That video is going to drop tomorrow, I think, or Tuesday. Depends if I could get it finished up tonight. But I got two more flashlights in that are really cool. I got this one from Sofern. They say this one was inspired by a Cybertruck shape. And I can see it. Kind of also looks like, to me, like it's inspired by a Arkfeld kind of shape, but a little bit bigger and really cool, very intuitive. It's got basically one set of controls. You got on, off, and then you've got 3 different light levels. And then if you go, I forget how to get it to strobe mode, but there's a strobe mode as well. But So very easy to use, very intuitive. And here's the best thing. If you open this up, it's USB-C. This can actually be used as a power bank to recharge your phone, which is really nice. Fred DeLug, welcome in, welcome in. Ray Sachs, hello there. eBay, what does that even mean? The other from a random seller? Did I miss something? Oh, cool. I just saw your comment there, Ray Sachs. Do you like cold steel? Yes, I like cold steel a lot. I have a lot of cold steel knives. Very cool stuff. Very cool. But so this light is really cool, really powerful. I forget the lumens on it. Let's check. I got it right here. And the model on this one, this is the Sofern. It's the ST1. And let's check this out because I can't see shit. So in turbo mode, this will go to 1500 lumens. So not bad at all. You know, and you do have the strobe mode, and I just can't ever seem to remember how to turn the strobe on. Moonlight. But really nice. Only thing I don't like about it, it's built really tough. I've actually already dropped this. It's got a, you know, yeah, 1500 lumens, a 226 meter beam, which is really nice. You know, 450 hour runtime when it's in moonlight mode, and it is really lightweight. I don't know the weight of it. It weighs practically nothing. My only complaint about this, there's no clip, no pocket clips. This is a pocket dropper. They give you a place for the lanyard, and it does come with a lanyard, and it does come with a USB-C to USB-C cable. But Bill Doyle, hello there. Welcome in. You've never been here. Welcome in. Welcome to the Adventure 50 channel. You know, just for being here for the first time, and since there are a few people who've never been here before, you guys are going to get something rare. You're going to get a lightsaber salute for being here first time. And for anybody who's new or just got in here today, we have a members only giveaway tonight. If you want to become a member to be eligible for the members only giveaway, in the description is the link to becoming a member, but also too is the comment video. So if you leave a comment, if you remember and you leave a comment, you'll be eligible once we go later into the comment picker to win the knife that's posted in the video. So welcome in. And we're also doing, if to 15 super chats, we're doing a second knife giveaway. Just for anybody who got here late or so. But again, this is the Sofern, the ST1. I like it. Like I said, that video is going to come out later this week. Now, the next flashlight that came in is a big guy. And I'm talking about a big flashlight. This is new from Workos. This is their HD02. Has similar settings to an Arcveld Pro. You've got a dial that operates it just like the Arcveld. So kind of very intuitive to use. You've got, first things first, you've got a laser. I don't know if me shining the laser at the phone is the best thing in the world, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, there you go. So you got the laser. Then you've got your modes. And this thing is ridiculous. You've got multi-modes. You've got strobe. You've got all that good stuff. Then you've got the UV light. Let's turn that on. So you can see like the UV light on my watch band. Will make that glow, kind of. Really cool. But it's got a battery that could be taken out, swapped out, which is really nice. So the battery Seizure warning, sorry. So the battery actually is interchangeable. Comes with the big rechargeable, but you can purchase an extra one. So if you want to swap it out, you can. The back of this is magnetic, seals watertight, right? But I'm going to show you something. This is kind of cool, and I will show you why here in a second. I got to get something. What do you do? So, if you notice there's a tripod mount. I'm going to show you why that's cool. Because you can mount this to a tripod, like I'm going to do here, right? Just screw that puppy in. And this is just a little tabletop tripod that I have. But why that's cool is because see these wings? When you pull these out, they light up. And there's multiple modes. And they get ridiculously bright. So if you're camping, you could put it on a little tripod and use that as a lantern. You could also use it as a work light because it's magnetic. It's just really cool. Ralph Robinson, welcome back to the Adventurers Guild. So this is a very versatile flashlight, and each side is 300 lumens for a combined 600, and you can change the angles on these, and they shut as soon as you lock them down. So you've got the clip there, USB-C charging. Like I said, you can put it on a tripod if you have a taller tripod. Whenever I travel, I always have a little bit larger tripod for photography stuff. So when I go camping and stuff, this is perfect. I can put it right wherever you want. You know, and again, you've got these wings that pop out and they turn on instantly. You don't even have to worry about them. And they come on at the last setting you had. And they are dimmable. You can go very low light, or you can go ridiculously high. And it will flash when you're at the maximum. So, kind of cool. Drawback on this, it is freaking heavy. This thing has to be, let's see if they list the weight on here. They do not list the weight, but this thing is 3,200 lumens in turbo, 330 meter beam. So yeah, and again, they don't give you the weight. It's an IPX6 waterproof rating, but really cool, you know. But yeah, I like this a lot. Can't wait to do the video on this, take it outside and show you how far the beam goes and whatnot. This is going to be a very flashlight heavy week, folks. Thanks, Ramses. Yeah, check out Rolf's channel. Rolf does some good stuff. He does his Rolf, it's on Mondays, right? Mondays or Tuesdays now, your live stream. I forget what night it is. I know. And then you also do the Saturday late night thing too, in between G-Ball and Big Red. So that's kind of cool. But those are some flashlights that came in that are really cool. And I think that might wrap up everything that came in this week. So I think that's what I got. Trying to think of anything else that came in. Oh, no. There's one other thing that came in. And that's this. Have you ever seen this? This is a Votigo survival kit. This thing's so ridiculous, but it's kind of cool at the same time. So on the outside, you've got this hard shell case, right? And you've got your lanyard on it. In the case itself here, you've got a little fire sparker. There you go. It does work. There you go. Then you've got your compass that's built into it, but can also come out. then you have here on the outside, you've got this little tool that comes out. And what do you have on here? You have a flashlight that the battery's dead on. I'll have to put a new battery in, but you have a flashlight. You've got an emergency whistle, and then you've got this really terrible knife. I mean, it's a liner lock, plastic handle, but it gets in a pinch if you need something to survive with, you know. What's it say on the cover? I can't read it backwards. It says Votago. V-O-T-A-G-O-O, Votago. So, Caleb in the house, welcome in, welcome in. So kind of cool. I'm into so many of these little survival kits, and I found this thing. They don't make this anymore. I found it on eBay a while ago, and not a while ago, but literally recently. So on the inside, you've got your cable saw right there. You've got little fishing lures, a little fishing kit with hooks and line. You've got jute fire starting material. You've got a tiny little micro screwdriver, which I don't know why that would be in there, but you do, it's in there. Then you have another fire starter right there with a bottle opener on it. Then you've got Band-Aids. So that is what they call a survival kit. I hope you're not needing to survive with this, but I like these little kits. I kind of collect them, kind of see what's in them. You guys saw the kit that I made, that I did the video on, which that was more of a, not less of a survival kit, but more of an EDC kit. But this is a little survival kit, you know. I've got so many of these stupid things, and I throw them in my car, and then I have my real kits and stuff. So all these things are kind of redundancies, but just interesting. I find these things interesting, and if you can get them cheap enough, like this one they don't make anymore, you know, and the components are really kind of cheap on it, but it didn't cost me much. The compass does work, I will say that. It's accurate. But yeah, you know, I know SOL used to make a kit like this, Survive Outdoors Longer, SOL. They used to make a kit that was, you know, that was similar to this, but actually was a much better kit than this. This is not good, you know, but it came in. I figured I had to show you guys that. So that's basically everything that came in. So, Ron, you can't read backwards. I'm disappointed in you. You're never good cheating on tests. Not that I say you should cheat, boys and girls, but today it may have happened. Oh, wait. There's another thing that came. This was a Temu find. You recognize one of these? Slingshot. Another dumb thing to throw in a survival bag. But literally, you could chuck a rock in here and fire that thing, man. And it shoots out there with force. And the whole thing locks up into its own little case. You know? So what you can actually do is keep some slingshot ammo in there. But thumbs up. Thank you, Al. Thank you for reminding everybody to give a thumbs up. We've got 48 people in here and only 38 thumbs up. Some people are missing thumbs. Joker's Wild, hello there. Oh yeah, Joker's Wild, 100%. But these are kind of cool, you know. Like I said, this was a Temu find, and I literally think it was like $3 that I was picking out a bunch of little stupid gadgets and I threw this in. And it does work pretty well. So yeah, that's the last of what came in, you know. Well, I appreciate that. You know, like if we can all be Cisco and Ebert and give us all 2 thumbs up, it would be great. But they only allow us one. But hey, we're getting close. 42 thumbs up, 49 people. I'll take it. Well, that's pretty close. So we have passed the first hour mark, and we haven't even seen what's in my pockets. Well, we sort of have. So I'll start off with this, and then we'll go to what you guys are carrying. So I pocket dropped the CRKT spew. Had that in the right pocket, along with, let's see, let's get this stuff out of the pocket. So along with my Zippo, so that's there. Then down deep in the pocket, the Gear Infusion pry bar, the SAC, the SD Classic, so that's always there. Then I have my SOG Power Pint. In this pocket, my Write in the Rain wallet with the Write in the Rain pad and Write in the Rain pen. Then deeper in there, I have a microfiber eyeglass cleaner because, well, I wear glasses, right? Then I have, in case I need to do a moist cleaning, a Zeiss lens wipe, which could also be used because it's an alcohol pad, you know, as an antiseptic. And then down in my leather sheath here, or I've got my Jack Wolf Gateway Barlow, which Jack Wolf is putting out another set of Gateway knives Friday. And I am looking forward to that. So that's what's in those pockets. Obviously, I carry my phone. And this week's watch, I will show you, is the Timex Exhibition Solar. This is a solar-powered expedition watch. I hated the original band, and since it had the orange second hand, the orange accents, I went with the orange band. I hated the original one. It came with a Velcro band, and I hate Velcro bands. Yeah, the Zeiss wipes are awesome. I every time I go to Walmart, I always buy a box of them. Like, really, I buy a box of them because I keep them in my car, I keep them at work, I throw them into all the little survival kits, and I use all of them. Oh, no worries, Ramses. No worries. So that's my... Yeah, I have 3 different Timex expeditions. I have the Expedition Scout, and then I have the Expedition, it's another version of the Scout, but I have it with a white face with a leather band, and then I have it in the green face with the leather band. The only thing about the Timexes is that their mechanism, the movement, is loud. If you're in a quiet room, you can hear it. I don't have that with any of my other watches, just the Timexes, and not the Solar, just the Scouts. So, and let's face it, they're a tough watch that's kind of inexpensive, and that's the kind of movement you get on an inexpensive watch, you know. But speaking of watches, so all my watches are in cases now, and I vowed that when I filled up the last case, that I was never going to buy another watch again. Well, I'm 2 away. Technically 1 away. If you count the one that's on my wrist. If you put that in the case, then I have 1 spot left for a watch. And I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want to hold out until I could get something higher end to fill my last watch spot, or just go with another variation of a G-Shock or something like that. I don't know, you know, or another Addy's dive, something like that. I really don't know what I want to go with. There's one of the watches that I love is the Bulova Star Mariner, which is an amazing watch, and it's not that expensive. They're about in the $300 price range, but I don't know. I have watches that, well, I have watches that, surpass that, but there's something about that watch I'm just in love with. And I keep saying to myself, I want it. But, or do I just go with another bang around watch? That if I wear it and bang it up at work or whatever, I don't care. It's one of those things. So, decisions. Jesse, you don't need to spend a lot on a watch. If, like, I can recommend the Militato, um, the '05 field watch. It's a copy of a Hamilton, and it's maybe this way. It's not a copy. It's an homage. In the watch industry, they don't say clones. They're homages, and people don't get all butthurt like they do in the knife industry when a knife is too close. But they make an homage of the Hamilton field watch that is sapphire crystal, Seiko movement. The watch comes in it like you can get it on AliExpress for like $37, and it would be probably one of the best watches you'll ever get. Sapphire crystal, coated sapphire, so you don't get a reflection. Like I said, Seiko movement, things built like a tank, and they're $37. I mean, you can get them on Amazon, but you'll overpay on Amazon. On Amazon, I think they're like $75. But if you go through AliExpress, especially now, AliExpress is having their big watch event, so every watch is basically on sale. So if you don't mind going through AliExpress, like I said, $37. Some people I know don't like going through AliExpress. They trust Amazon more. I've never had a problem with AliExpress. But you can get it through Amazon. You'll pay a little bit more, but you cannot go wrong with the Militato if you're looking for a field watch. If you're looking for a dive style watch and you want to stay under the $100 price point, like the $50, $60 price point, you can get an Addy's Dive. Addy's Dive, same thing. They're phenomenal watches, and you're just not, because they're one of the Asian companies, and the Asian companies right now are dominating the affordable watch market because they're building things that are better than basically the Timexes of the world, the Armatrons of the world, and they're competing on a level where if those watches were made in the U.S., they'd probably be like $400, but because they're being made in Asia, you're getting them for around the $100 to $200 price point, But you can get some of them, like if you're looking for a quartz and not an automatic. Like I prefer quartz over automatic. I have automatic watches, but they're a pain in the ass. When not in use, you have to keep them on a watch winder. They lose time. They're not accurate. You're constantly having to readjust the time, and they need maintenance too, because over time you have to take them in and get them serviced. Quartz watch, you'll never have to worry about that. Yeah, you have to change your battery, but big deal, But you can get some, like I said, some really good quality watches out there without breaking the bank. I don't like. I mean, I have friends with Rolexes, and I'm like, I look at them, I'm like, are you out of your mind? But the Luminox, I mean, some of the toughest watches out there by far, you know. But, this is a lot of choices when it comes to watches, especially, how we always say, knives are in a renaissance where we're at the point where you can get great knives right now for very little money. The watch game is the exact same way. It's the exact same way right now, you know. And even like some of the like Bulova right now. Bulova went through some changes. They were such a big brand, and then they went through changes. They got sold, and now they're really coming back up as a brand. But because of that, you could get Bulovas, in the anywhere between like 200 and like $500, and they're going to be phenomenal watches, you know. Yeah, yeah, Robert Jones definitely, especially on the Luminox, 100%, you know. But buying a marathon watch, nice. Another good watch that you could get if you want to spend about $90. and you want to go through Amazon, look at Ratio. Ratio makes some phenomenal dive watches. Um, I forget, Ratio is a sub brand of another more well-known company. It might even be Seiko. I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to look it up. But Dawn and Chris L, welcome in, welcome in. But yeah, you can check out Ratio. Ratio makes some phenomenal watches at that $90 price point. You know, 11:16. So at about 11:30, we'll do the members giveaway. Right now, we're only at 3 super chats. Like I said, 15 and gets us to a second knife, but we're a little behind on that. So, but if anybody wants to go into the members giveaway, the memberships are open. So feel free, and then you can enter a comment into the members giveaway video, and you'll be winning the knife that's pictured there. I unfortunately do not have that knife here. It's on order. It hasn't arrived yet. So you'll have to look at it in the video. But it's kind of cool. Flissa came out with their version of a Vancouver lock, which really looks good. Flissa, for an inexpensive brand, for the last year has really stepped up their game. A lot of their newer knives aren't coming in the crappy steels anymore. They're either all D2 now or 14C28N, which is really nice. They're using better materials on the handles, and they're just really nicer designs. And I'm really anxious to see what a Flissa Vanker lock looks like, you know? So looking forward to that. And that's the one you're going to win. Really nice looking knife. Like I said, it's pictured in the giveaway, you know? Yeah, definitely, if you know, the Militato is a really nice watch. And they make it in different colorways. I highly suggest it. It's actually my favorite of all my field watches. So, yes, definitely sign up for Robert's channel. He's got a new channel. He's growing. He's putting out some good stuff there. 100% recommend. And anybody else, I mean, if you guys, KR Knives Review, he's doing good stuff over there. You know, really, you know, everybody here, I know we all kind of support each other. Everybody's got channels. But really, it would be really cool if we could all like help each other out. You know, that's one of the things like I have to say about this community. A lot of the bigger channels, when I first started, were willing to help. Whether it be just giving me advice, letting me promote my channel on their channels, you know, and I'm growing. You know, my channel's growing little by little. We're not a big channel yet. We're not even anywhere near a big channel, but we are growing. And that's all thanks to you guys and gals who join in each week and watch the content. And speaking of content, it's really funny. I know Aries was on before me, and he was talking about dropping videos and only getting like 50 views and whatnot. It's so weird because I can drop shorts, and the shorts are averaging just over 1,000 views. You know, although the last 2 I put out, I don't know if the timing was wrong. The one is only at about 500, and the other one's about 300 views, which is odd because my shorts usually go much higher than that. I don't know if I missed the algorithm or something, whatever, but thank you. But with that being said, my long form videos never do as well as the shorts. And I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because that, unlike some of the big channels, I'm not getting knives as soon as they're dropped, you know? And I don't know if it's people, by the time I'm posting the knives, people have already seen them, or some of the other products people have already seen. But I don't do as well with my long form videos as I do with the short form videos. And that's kind of, it's weird. And it also depends on the video. Some videos I have 12,000 and 14,000 views on. Other videos have barely over 100. So I kind of get what Aries is saying. But I noticed that it also depends, like if again, I know we've talked about this before, but time of the day. If I drop videos around 3:30 in the afternoon, they have a tendency to do much better than if I drop them later or earlier. I've tried them at different points, and my shorts will almost always hit 1,000 views if I launch them at about 3:30. And if I schedule them, if I pre-schedule them to go, they don't do well at all. But if I just load them and go live with them on the shorts, it's only the shorts, not the long-term videos, they seem to hit right away and they seem to just get pushed right into the algorithm and get out there. I just still don't get the algorithm for YouTube. I really don't, you know. But it is what it is. We just keep grinding away, keep putting out content. This last week, like I said, since last week was a little tough. I didn't get any long form videos out, and I didn't get any members videos out, and I apologize. That's going to change this week. Like I said, we've got minimum of 3 different flashlight videos coming out. It's going to be a flashlight heavy content, but we will have our daily pocket checks. So speaking of pocket checks, let's take the next 10 minutes and go over what all you guys are carrying today. So, oh yeah, check out Geek Machinist's Instagram. He puts up some of the most amazing photos of knives. He's got a real skill for it. And it's not just, hey, I'm carrying this knife. They're very artistic, his photos. I really appreciate it. As someone who attended art school and who's worked as a professional photographer, I appreciate the photos he does so well. But, all right. Wyvern Kodiak. Spyderco Bodacious, I guess. The Nassalander 4, the Leatherman Signal, the Olight Arkfeld, the Wyvern Kodiak Designs Hank, and a Big Idea TI Arto pen. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's one of the things. It was always recommended to me, like in everything I've read, is to release the shorts around 3:30 here in the East, because on the West Coast, people are on their lunch breaks. So you get those people. Here in the East Coast, you get the kids coming out of school, and then, it trickles down. And then as the day goes by, when you get the dinner time rush, you'll get another boost right there. So Ramses, you're hitting it right on the head there. So let's see what else we got. Today's carry. Okay, Geek Machinist posted a picture of carry. Jesse's got the Griptilian and the Matriarch too. Very nice. Love the Griptilian. I don't have the full-size one. I only have the mini Griptilian, but it's still such a great knife. Ramses Silent, the Leatherman Arc, the SOG Power Pint, the Olight Mini 2, the Rovivon Aurora 4, the Civivi Sentinel Strike. Now, that's a knife I really like, but I missed the boat on it. The Nassalander 2, the CRKT Obake Fixed, and the Outdoor Element Neck Knife, and his Zippo with the bit kit. Robin Down, the Crewware P2 with the Kieranite scales, very nice. And the Brass Brigade Fixie. I don't know that knife. I have to check that out. And Rolf Robertson has the TCAL Accomplice and the New Breed Wingspan. I love my Wingspan. That's such a great knife. Mark did such a great job designing that. In fact, out of all his designs, that's my favorite, I think. But Robert Jones, today's carry was the Strider SNG, the Spyderco Power 3 lightweight in M4 steel. Very nice. Yeah, well, Paul Mills, I mean, oh, good old Benchmade and their pricing. Every Benchmade I bought when there was some type of stupid sale going on. My Benchmade bug out, which this is not, obviously this one's been upgraded, but this one had the rust colored Grivery scales on it, and it's got the green Cerakote, and then of course I changed it out with the aftermarket Flytanium scales. But I got this one when this was on sale for $119 around Christmas time last year. So, I refuse to pay their prices. So I always wait. Same thing, the Griptilian, the mini grip, when I got that, it was on a clearance when they were originally thinking about discontinuing the mini grip before they brought it back, you know. And I got that one, I think it was around, with the discounts and coupons I had and whatnot, I think I paid just over 100 for it, you know, right from Blade HQ. So, you know, it wasn't like it was a fake or anything. It was right from Blade HQ. So, you know, you got to look. They do periodically. You can get them on clearance. Sometimes they have models they're clearancing out because something new is replacing it. The one I wish I had gotten at the same time that the mini grip was on sale, they had is it the assisted opening, the barricade, is it? I think that one. I think that was the one that was on sale about the same price. But at the time, I didn't want to go with the assisted opening. That's why I went with the mini grip. You know. Thanks, Paul. That bug out is one of my favorite knives right now. You know. The Ohio River Jack, sweet, like nice. Oh, Cliff, you've got the Ohio River Jack, very nice, and the Ozark Grail, very, very nice. Which, don't forget, the Ozark Grail now has a name. So, yeah, $850 exactly. Not happening anytime soon. See, and that right there, I will tell you that. That is what makes people go to places like AliExpress and places like Temu and buy a fake one. You know, because some people don't care that it's not the real thing. It looks real to them, and that's fine enough. And for what most people do, believe it or not, that fake will work. You know, if you're not, most people are just going to be cutting boxes open in envelopes and basic things, and that cheap bug out cone, I hate to say it, will work. Or let me rephrase that: not cone, counterfeit. That counterfeit bug out, people will buy that, and it'll be good for a lot of people. And I think Benchmade pushes people to doing that. You know, the Ozark Trail Valor, love that knife. Love that knife. No, 1931 Leatherworks. No, because let's face it, knife prices over the last year have gone up. I mean, the Nanner, this is about a $60 knife right now. You know, and the materials, as far as at least the blade, isn't as good as bug out's materials. You know, so I wouldn't say it's a $60 knife, because unfortunately $60 knives aren't $60 knives anymore. You know, let's face it, just a year and a half ago, you could get most Civivis around the $40 to $60 price point. Now most Civivis right now are about $80, $70 to $80. They've jumped up in price. Same thing, Sen cuts. You used to be able to get Sen cuts for like 25 bucks. They're all around the $40 to $45 mark right now. You know, it's just, they just keep, prices on all the knives are going up. And that's why some knives like Migaron, you know, Migaron putting out this one. I mean, this guy here, $29 all day long. Great knife. Action's fantastic. The feel of it's fantastic. The blade shape's great, you know. And that's why they're winning the battle right now. You know, two ways to deploy it. You can use the fuller, you can use the front flipper, liner lock, locks up perfectly, backspacer. These companies are killing it. And that's the reason why. You can get some knives. You can get some knives, like for instance, probably put away at this point. Yeah, it is. But like for instance, the HX Outdoors. You can get HX Outdoors for about 30 bucks. D2 steel with titanium handle. Okay, not bad. But you know, even that though, you're getting a D2 steel blade, you know, coming in at 30 with titanium. And the thing is, you don't know what grade titanium it is. But Ron, I take that personally. Don't ever besmirch Apple. Don't ever. Just kidding. You can besmirch Apple all you want. I'm just an Apple fanboy. So there you go. Plus, I've used every operating system on the face of the earth at some point or another, and nothing integrates as well as Apple with other Apple products. Where Google, oh, the amount of times I have to fix stuff that's running Android blows my mind. Now, Joker's Wild. That sounds like some whatchamacallit. That sounds like some one of those oh, you see them all over. You see them for sale a lot, like in flea markets and stuff. They're the knives, and they actually look cool. They're made in Pakistan. You know, they make these cool looking knives, but you know, for instance, I got one here. Let's figure that out. You know, so, and I'm not innocent in liking those knives either. But like this one. Blessed Knives, what's up, Donnie? So like this one. This company's Old Smoky. Nice looking knife. You know. I got this in a whatnot auction. I couldn't help myself. I thought it looked cool. But it's made in Pakistan. You know. They make all these kind of like cool looking knives, but they're, at the end of the day, they're really not that great. But this one was just kind of cool looking. I couldn't resist it for the price that I got on a whatnot auction, you know. But it's got this terrible sheath that's got fringe on it, like I was in an 80s metal band. But that's easy. I'll just cut that out. Otherwise, the sheath, I gotta say, the sheath isn't too bad, but that's just lame-o. So I'll probably cut that all off. Or maybe I'll contact somebody like 1931 Leatherworks to find out what a sheath would cost me. Yes, it's supposedly it's camel bone. I don't know. You know. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you, Paul. Thanks for reminding me. Everybody has received their shipments of all the giveaways. I'm caught up. All the giveaways have been out. Everybody received them. From what everybody's told me, everybody received everything safely. So thank you. And congratulations. I hope everybody's enjoying the knives. You know. Yeah, Paul, that tag along, that really made me sad to give that away. I really wanted to keep that knife, but TRM did send that with the agreement that I would review it and then pass it along to a winner. So I did. You know, a deal's a deal. So, but I would have loved to have kept that knife. That TRM is just sweet. Yeah, Geek Machinists. That's why we've got some people in the community who make some great leather sheaths. I have a knife too here that I absolutely love, but I hate the sheath. And I want to get a pocket dropper. So, all right. So it's 11:35. Let me start getting my iPad ready for the members giveaway. So I hope everybody's gotten into the members giveaway. If one of the one of the mods could post the members giveaway link in the chat, that'd be really awesome. And then we'll go back to that. Yes, Ramses, don't worry. You and KR Knives Review, that's a little separate. That's In fact, you'll get stuff sent out this weekend. I'm doing something different on that. So, thank you, Ramses. All right, I'm going to pick up the good old iPad. I'm going to sign off of here. Let's get the comment picker up. All right, we can close that page out. We don't need it. Boom. No, not Commodore. And I have to do here. We'll go in here. Let's get the All right, we got a bunch of comments. And let me do the thing. Content. We're getting there. Talk amongst yourselves, all of you, to get the comment picker up. Oh. Filter duplicate comments. Animation. We want the wheel. We want the wheel of names. Do we want the wheel of names? Let's do the wheel of names. Duration, 60 seconds. 8 colors. All right, folks. We are going to get going with... So hopefully everybody got their comments in. Here's the wheel. We're going to set it. We're going to raise the volume so we get the drum roll. Set it. We're going to raise the volume so we get the drum roll. Oh, wait. We're going to raise the volume so we get the drum roll. Pause that. Got an echo there. All right. Comment picker. All right, folks. Here we go. Comment picker. We're going to hit go. I think I set this for a minute. Why did I do that? I should have done like 30 seconds. Because now I have to see her holding this up to the screen for a minute. But one of you lucky people will be winning that Felissa with the Vanker lock. And wow, the drummer got tired and stopped drumming. The wheel's slowing down. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to be the winner? Who's winning? Who's winning? Slowing down. Who do we got? Who do we got? Robert Jones. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at that. Robert Jones, 13. Well, considering you won one of the last giveaways, I have your information, and I know your account's real. So, Robert Jones is the winner. Let's bring this up. Let's bring the volume back down. Let's go live. All right. Congratulations, Robert Jones. You are the winner. Pick again. All right. Somebody's getting a chance to win. Robert Jones says pick again. Thank you, Robert. That's awesome. So, we will pause that. We'll go back to the comment picker. And we'll pick again. We'll refresh. All right. Share the link again. Settings. We'll go 30 seconds this time, so we don't have to keep you all waiting. Let's see. Get YouTube comments. We've got 22 comments. And we'll make the screen big. Oh, wait. Nope. Not random names. We want the wheel. We'll do spinning names this time. All right. So we're going to do spinning names this time. And we'll hit start. Good luck, everybody. Stephen Parks, welcome in. Stephen, I hope you got your entry in. I just realized you were here. I apologize. Who do we got? And the winner is Rolf Robertson. Rolf, you are the winner, my friend. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, let's go back live. All right. Congratulations, Rolf. You're welcome, buddy. Rolf, I have your, I'm pretty sure I have your information, but I will just double check. But on the Edge EDC, I didn't realize you were here. Welcome in. Or you've probably been here, but welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Man, that's great. So we're at 11:44. We didn't hit the super chat goal. So we are still 12 super chats away from a bonus giveaway. Caleb, you're still with us. Thank you, buddy. I'm glad. Hopefully you're feeling well enough that you stood up this late. I know you know, your health sometimes goes in and out, and I appreciate you. You're a friend. I love it. Stacy called it. But yes, Robert, that was very kind of you. That was really awesome. So, yep, Rolf, I'll get that out to you over the weekend. So, oh my God, on the Edge EDC with a $10 super chat. Oh my God, thank you. So that brings us to 4 super chats. So I'll update that. So we're at 4. Very cool. That's on the Edge. Awesome. Really, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I got a question for everybody. Are there any knives that are in the affordable range that you think that you haven't seen me cover that I should be covering? Like, I know CMB is out there, and I've never tried a CMB. Fentizo, I've never tried a Fentizo, even though I have a link to them and a discount code. I still have never tried one of their knives. Burnt Relic, what's up? SBB. Oh, I apologize. Rams is silent gifting a membership. I did miss that. How long ago was that? Oh, okay. Excellent. And 1931 Leatherworks got that membership. Thank you so much, Ramses. Appreciate that. Awesome. Awesome. The CMB Predator. I've heard the great things about that one. Oh, Stacy Wilson. Okay, I missed that. I thought there was a knife. I was like, okay. I was like, thought it was something I never heard of. So I'm hearing that the Kronos Brazen. And the original Civivi. I will have to check that out. 100%. LT Wright makes fantastic knives. In fact, they're the ones who make the Lander, the Lulu for NAFs, and that's a great knife, you know. And plus, LT Wright has great knives, and they're pretty affordable, you know. I think that they have knives, like especially some of their smaller fixies, that are, to me, a much better value than, and I hate to say because I like the company a lot, TCAL, you know. But EDC King, welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you being here. I think there are a couple of companies out there who I like what they make as far as fixies, but I find them to be expensive. Even though I have the other one, but they're all pricey. They don't make an inexpensive knife, you know. And I get they're made in the USA, they made quality materials, 100% get that. I'll never take that away, and they make great stuff. But at the same time, you've got other manufacturers who are making knives here in the US that are just as good, I think, you know. No, I totally get that. 1931 Leatherworks, but at the same time, Montana Knife Company makes outdoor knives, and they're just ridiculous. You know, I just there's a lot of you know, like Tops. You know, Tops are U.S. made, and they have some great knives that aren't going to kill you, and you won't have to sell a kidney to get it. You know, but I don't know. There are some good quality American made knives. I mean, hell, you could for the money, you could get on one of Aries when he opens the books. Get one of his knives; they're fantastic. And mind you, again, granted, not tactical EDC, but you know, American made. You know, I don't know. Oh, sure, absolutely. 1931, 100%. You know, but I don't know. It's just like I don't necessarily like. I love a good quality knife. You know. Oh well, you know, Geek Machinist. I love Waxwing, and they've become really good friends of mine now. And I have two Waxwings sitting right there. Um, he's got a new drop. He's doing a collaboration, and I forget who the collaboration is with. Um, but he announced that it's a small batch. 10 knives are in his collaboration with, I forget the knife designer. You know. Oh, that's cool, Neil. That's very cool. I've been reluctant to order one of MadYocco's mystery boxes, not because you guys know I love MadYocco. He's a good guy. He's been very good with me, but I just don't want to spend the money and not win a knife. But I guess that's the whole thing about the mystery box. You know, Stephen Parks, have a good night. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. But yeah, Waxwing. Now, mind you, he's a small builder out of PA, and he's making these fantastic small fixed blades. Oops. Making these small, fantastic fixed blades that come in at like the $120 price point. Made in USA. Granted, they're not Magna Cut, they're Nitro V. And he's got other materials he uses too. But fantastic EDC knife, fantastic slicer. He makes them by hand. These scales, they're all unique. You can't interchange them. The reason why you can't interchange them is because he cuts them for each knife. And then all these dimples, he does that with a Dremel tool by hand. You know? Same thing with this one. What he's doing over there at Waxwing is amazing. You know? And he's a young guy, establishing himself, making some high quality stuff at some real great prices. So I just love what he's doing over there. And yeah, I've talked to him about some things too. Yeah, there you go. Perfect, Mallory. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it. But Waxwing, like I said, he's got some great stuff out there. And he does them in small batches. So when he releases, he may only release like 10 knives at a time, but he puts them out pretty regularly, you know? Yeah, they kind of are. They kind of are. But I really love that. Like he's also got these ones that are gray with like a light blue that look phenomenal. And every time I want one of those, he's out of them. So the first one I got was this one, was the purple. And I went with it because at the time I had no purple knives. And I just love the feel of this. This thing feels phenomenal in the hand, you know? And his knives are all on the small side, kind of like Aries, but he does have one larger model. And I'm curious, he has a collaboration coming out with Knives. Him and Jared Knives collaborated on a new knife that's coming out. So, and they're going to be done in a small batch the same way. He let me see what he showed me a picture on his phone of what they're going to look like, and it looked really cool. So, Forest V1, very nice. Oh, you did buy the Aspen. I didn't realize that. The Aspen is a nice knife, you know. Gareth HB, hello there. How are you doing, buddy? I'm assuming it's early in the morning for you. Yeah, somehow, Geek Machinist, I missed that you bought the Aspen. But that's cool. That looks like a really nice knife. That's the one I think I want next. Although, yeah, I'll leave it at that. That's the one I want next. But, like, two fixed blades that I want. I want another Waxwing, and I want another Aries. So, I mean, technically I have 3 Aries now. I've got the 2 customs that Aries made for me, and then I have the Kubey Bloom, which is an Aries design. But I want one more custom Aries, you know. I mean, those 2 knives are so damn sweet. Let's get those. Let's get those. Here's one. There's 2. So you guys know, I had Aries make this one, which is just stunning on every level. So Aries made that one, along with the blue sheath. I do want to get blue straps for it, but I can't find the right color blue. And then he made this one, the Cardinal XL, with the Purple Haze fat carbon. Love this one. And this one is in the AEBL stainless, where this one is in the ADCR. So, but I love the harpoon on this. You know, Aries makes a good knife and a very fair price point. He doesn't gouge. On the Edge EDC. Oh, another super chat. Thank you so much. That brings us to 5. We're 10 away with only 4 minutes of a show left. But I do appreciate it. You know, appreciate it so, so much. Thank you. I, again, appreciate that. So we're down to, how many people do we have in here? We still got 35 people watching at almost midnight. That's awesome. Hanging out with you guys every Sunday is just really, really awesome. I missed it last week. Like I said, when I was sick, I really missed hanging out with all of you. You know, you're my knife community friends, and I love each and every one of you. And I love hanging out every week. So, thank you so much. On the Edge EDC, you've done more than enough. Josh Branson, super chat. Thank you so much. We're 9 away with 3 minutes left. Kevin Smith and Knives, hello there. Glad you stopped in. Glad you made it, even if it's going to be just for a little bit. I appreciate you being here, brother. You know. November 7th, the weekend of November 7th, I believe, that is when the next New York Custom Knife Show is happening. They moved it up to February this year, as opposed to later in the year like it was. I will be going to that come hell or high water. So, Brown Sugar, if you're available, I'd love to meet up with you there. I'm sorry I missed you at the last one, but definitely going to that one, you know. But looking forward to that. You know, in the spring, again, I'll be doing the Lehigh Valley Knife Show. I'm sure, Elijah, you'll be there, I'm sure. I am doing well. I'm doing really well. Last week before the show hit, I came down with a ridiculous headache, and I just didn't feel good. And I just felt like there was no way I could have done the show. So I canceled it. And I'm so happy. I feel great this week, and I'm glad to be back. And, you know, it's a lot of fun hanging out with you guys every week. So. There you go. I got to get to that place. I love Korean barbecue. So, and you know what? The reality is, they're not really that far from me. I mean, it's like an hour and a half drive. I should just take a ride out there. Dwayne Letterman, hello there. So I should really just take a ride out to that Korean barbecue. Because, I mean, we go to places in New Jersey that are an hour and a half from us. So it's not that bad of a ride. But I don't know. All right. We're just about at midnight. I'm going to wrap up. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the new channel members. I appreciate it. And next week's going to be a fun one. We will have a giveaway that we're going to celebrate the 2,500. So... Oh, I know, Caleb. Caleb, you're awesome. You know, lately I haven't been able to get onto watch your lives because you're going on at 7, and I'm kind of like in the middle of cooking dinner at that point and that sort of thing because it's just the way my schedule runs. So I've been trying to either catch you at the end or get on, but it's a little tough at that time slot. But I'm gonna try and get there this week. Make sure I'm there. You know. But all right, everybody. It's midnight. It's been 2 hours. It's been real. I love each and every one of you. I love the community. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. And as I always say, until we meet again, keep your blade sharp. All right, folks. Have a great night.